back to the Walk Ons. Thank you for your continued support. And this is my co-host, Sports Wizard, Mr. Know-It-All, Bet Your House. This is my other co-host, Jamani Jones. Now let's get into it. So the first question of today is, do we think that Roger Goodell should be reinstated as the NFL commissioner?
Let me just put him on hold for a second because, he's always listening. This is Swaggy Lee. Thank you so much for that introduction, by the way. First of all, I'd like to say that I'm 7-3 on my picks. That's 4-1 last week. I'm crushing the league.
Sure,
all day, every day, baby. So, talking about money, Roger Goodell generates it. Let me tell you, he generates $13 billion a year for the NFL. That was this season. The MLB can do no more than 9.5, and that's in 182 games. EPL 5.3, NBA 4.8, and NHL 3.7, both in 82 games. This guy does it in 16 games plus the playoffs. That's unheard of. He gets paid $40 million of well-earned money. We boo him at every single draft. Why? Nobody knows why. What did he do? What did he do to you? We don't know what he did. Because, you know what? He's the scapegoat for every single problem. Kaepernick kneeled and now everyone is upset. Or there's outrage because this idiot from the Houston owner is speaking. Yeah, it's all Roger Goodell's fault. Why? What did this guy do to you? He's hired by the owners. The owners pay him his salary. He has to do this. You understand, right? So what he does in London is fantastic. Think about that. He's putting 6 games in London every single year just to make the NFL even bigger. He's going to have a team there in no time. This guy crushes it. I mean, I couldn't even think of a better person for the NFL. Think about David Stern. David Stern was hated for many years. During the Jordan era, he was hated. People hated him. Now, when we think back, greatest commissioner of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, now we hate the silver guy. We boo him too. That's what we do. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Okay, so Roger Goodell, reinstated in the NFL. Probably not. He talked about, they're making, $13 billion?
Yeah.
It's the biggest league right now.
Yeah.
He gets paid for all of these. And you know what he gets paid for? To be the fall guy, which he obviously is.
The
Scapegoat. So this is what's happening. The owners right now, right? There's 2 owners that were pissed at him that we know of. Jerry Jones and Robert Kraft. He messed with them. They're 2 of the most powerful owners in the league. They're out there, and you know what? They're lobbying, trying to get him out. Now, that might not just be it. They might just trying to get back at him, undercut him. So during the negotiation, right, they undercut his pay. We do not know. But what I think, there's a lot of things that happen, the domestic violence issues.
But one of the questions I have though, I think it's in this like time that we have now and the time that the NFL is in now with technology the way it is, and we saw the Ezekiel Elliott story of him dragging that girl's top off. The thing is, he has to deal with so many things now that he had never, like the commissioner before, never had to deal with. So we gotta be cognizant of that still. He's dealing with a lot. So who's gonna be the substitute for a guy like that who's dealing with?
But think about it, let's throw in the NBA commissioner in there, right? All we've heard is good things about him so far, right?
Yeah, they still boo him though.
Yeah, I know, but it's all about public perception. That's the
absolutely.
whole point. You look at the NFL right now, right? The public perception about the commissioner is he's the bad guy.
Yeah,
everybody's booing him. The president's out there talking about we need more leadership. So I feel like at this point, right, he's done well. He can get his golden parachute. Like, you know what? Thank you. Back deals you get off just something, but just pay him, get a new face, and start a whole new.
You know what? Put me on his finance team. Let me make him some more money because that's what I do, and that's what I do for you guys. So listen, I might do it for him as well, and fire his entire PR team because they're terrible. Because he's perceived as just like this monster. Yeah.
All right, so let's go more deeper into the NFL, but more about the game. So the trade deadline just passed, so I'm trying to figure out what do you guys think about the trades?
Okay, I'll take this one. The trade deadline, there was a couple of trades that went down. Kelvin Benjamin getting traded to the Panthers, Jay Ajayi to the Eagles.
Yeah, Jay
Jay Ajayi, that's a good deal. The Eagles, that's not good for me because I had the other guy. But yeah, you never know. But the best trade I think that happened this season before the deadline was the Kelvin Benjamin trade to the Buffalo Bills. And the reason why is I felt like they had 2 guys playing the same position. Kelvin Benjamin, Devin Funchess. Kelvin Benjamin, he's been in the league a lot longer, was a first-round pick. His contract is probably due this year or next year.
Yeah.
The Odell trade pick. So I feel like right now they're like, you know what, we have Funchess. we're going to trade Benjamin right now, get 2 picks, draft or trade for another receiver, maybe end of next season. I mean, this season, the Panthers are done this season. I mean, their offense, Kuechly got hurt. I mean, they're in and out. They
He's
need more
back
weapons.
now, but yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they might make the playoffs, but...
What could they really do?
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
the Panthers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Panthers don't do anything. They have Cam Newton as the quarterback, and that's it. They have one player. They have Luke Kuechly. Yeah,
Christian McCaffrey's pretty good.
I mean, yeah. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I'll take that back. When you're wrong, you're wrong. Christian McCaffrey's good.
Yeah.
He's good, but he's not there yet. He's a rookie.
Yeah.
In 3 years, we'll see. Maybe the Christian McCaffrey will be a good running back. Maybe he'll be like an AP kind of guy. I mean, that's what I hope for his sake, right? But really, the trades really all don't matter. Garoppolo traded. What? Who cares? Okay, he's in San Francisco now. They're still 0-8. You know what I mean? All these trades are irrelevant. The number one thing that happened in the NFL that's just horrifying and just terrible to hear is the Deshaun Watson thing that happened. Now, this guy, he was a stud. This guy could have taken Houston to the Super Bowl, and it's just so unfortunate that he tore his ACL during practice. And now their whole dream of making the playoffs and just moving on, because they're a hot team. I'm telling you, the Pats wouldn't want to play a team like that, because how do you scheme against a quarterback like that? This guy he's mobile. D Hops was having his best year of his career. This guy that just came off, he just came off of IR. He just caught
Will Fuller.
Yeah, Will Fuller. He caught like
Put
what?
numbers.
4 touchdowns in 3 games. I mean, these guys are putting up studly numbers, and Will Fuller go with Notre Dame. I don't know. He's kind
I
of.
feel like, so what is this? This is like the 10th or 12th quarterback that got injured in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, these injuries are.
What happened to? Isn't it time to call Cap?
Yeah.
No?
You know what? Hire Cap. Cap would be a great replacement for Deshaun Watson. Let me tell you. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean,
Yeah.
they do the whole read option.
Yeah.
Cap is great at that. I mean,
Yeah.
he's
Tom
around the ball.
Savage.
I mean,
Tom Savage, look what he did in his first couple of games. It's just, oh my
what's the
God.
other guy that got Tom Savage and someone else? Like some dude I never heard of. But
You don't even know these guys.
we don't know.
I think it's time to move on. The NFL is just so upsetting. Let's move on to the NBA for a little bit. And the question is there a parity in the NBA? And Swaggy Lee will take this one.
Yeah, so is there a parity issue in the NBA? Obviously. We all know that. Come on. It's only 2 big teams. This year, the 2 teams aren't playing that well, but we know who's going to end up in the finals, right? Golden State Warriors, Cleveland Cavaliers. And that's the game. Is there an issue? Of course I think it is. When you look at the Eastern Conference versus the Western Conference, you have 10 teams in the Western Conference that are arguably better than they're probably worse than only 3 teams in the East.
Agreed.
Like, all of those 10 teams are better than the rest of the East, other than the top 3. So, obviously, there's a parity issue there.
Maybe 4.
I mean, the NBA is doing... They're doing their stuff to try and get it to be equal, but I think there's an issue, and what they do need to change is the whole playoff system. That's where NBA gets most of the money, I believe, and it's their playoff matchups. And what we would like them to do is a 1-16 matchup, the best record in the league versus the 16th record in the league, and we do a round robin and see how that goes.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good. I mean, I had that point too. I believe, but another thing I think the NBA should do is break it all up. The East and the West, right? It's all the players want to play in warm weather. That's obvious. So I feel like right now, right? Yeah. Me too. What they need to do right now, right, is literally just break it all up. I don't know what they call it, like the national and the American something. Yeah. But just break it all up. Put some Eastern teams with the Western teams. By the time all these bottom feeding Eastern teams keep getting beat. They keep getting beat. They're losing and everything, right? The players are going to get tired.
They get some draft picks too, right?
They get draft picks. Tanking, I mean, with the new tanking laws, I don't know if that's going to help.
Yeah.
Another thing I think that should happen is out of conference play needs to increase. If they don't go for my other... Because, I mean... I feel like the Knicks playing the Sixers and all the other guys. And
who wants to see that? Like, honestly, who wants to see that? We saw last year when the Cavs were in the Eastern Conference playoffs, they didn't even have a challenge. They didn't break a sweat. Yeah. Like, LeBron didn't even need to come on the court for more than 20 minutes for them to win the game. Like, that's how it really is. You know, we need more parity in the league. Hopefully we'll see that.
The other thing that they're not mentioning is Cousins. Get this guy out of New Orleans. Bledsoe. Get this guy out of Phoenix. He's balling. But imagine he went to the Knicks, to the Wizards, to Toronto, to teams like that. They're trapped. Kenneth Faried is trapped in Denver. Please give him to the New York Knicks. Let me tell you, these guys would make an impact. a player like Cousins going to the Wizards would restore the greatness of the Eastern Conference that was forever great with players like Michael Jordan. These guys can bring it back to the East. I mean, I like the whole East-West matchup. I like the All-Star game. I used to like the dunk contest. What is it now? This is all, you know what I mean? It's not the same, man. I don't want to see it. I want a competition of two leagues, and I want the two leagues to be equally good, and I want it to be a competition every year, not the Warriors winning.
Okay. I mean, the OKC have a chance, Houston. You never
Hey
know.
man, OKC is my sneak peek, so we'll see for the rest of the season. All right, now it's the time you guys been waiting for. It's our top 5 picks for this NFL weekend by yours truly. Well, not yours truly, the boss himself, the sports wizard.
That's right.
Yeah, okay.
All right. First of all, since I mentioned the Knicks that were 0-3 at the time, they went 3-1. That's right. 38 wins. You can book it. 8 seed.
Still
in
winning
the East.
10 games.
No way. We're 3-0 on all our NBA picks, by the way. And I'm going to start with my winning picks of this week. The Falcons -1 against the Panthers. You know why? Because the Falcons offense will get it going. The Panthers don't have a single offensive player except that running back that we all think about. Whatever. He sucks anyway. No, he doesn't. But it's going to be, the Falcons are going to cover this. -1, and I believe is the spread. So just pick them. The Broncos +8 against the Eagles. The Eagles have covered the last 5 games. The Broncos have not covered the last 3 games, but they didn't have Emmanuel Sanders. They just made a switch at quarterback. Hopefully this defense could get it going, get a couple of defensive touchdowns, because you know they're not scoring any offensive touchdowns. But hey, they might cover that 8, and I believe that it's the best top 5 pick of this week. And now moving on to the Cardinals. The Cardinals are playing the 49ers that are 0-8, and that is just a mess of a franchise. I mean, their best player, which was LeVar Bowman, now is playing for Oakland, and they didn't even want to sign him. These things about the NFL, I'll never get them. But let me tell you, the Cardinals will win because they're going to hand the ball off 30 times to AP, and AP is going to get 180 yards and 2 touchdowns this week. They're gonna win. It's going to be a game I'm not going to watch. Let me tell you, red zone it. But they are going to cover that 2 points. And then moving on to the Colts, my pick of the week. The Colts against the Texans, this terrible injury to Deshaun Watson again makes the Colts a possible winner in this game. But I would take the points and run with it. Moving on to my Cowboys, my pick of the week, Zeke Elliott, let's go. He'll play this week. If you guys didn't know, that judge, thank you so much to my fantasy team. This Zeke Elliott is going to play, and he's going to bust up the Kansas City Chiefs, 34, maybe 21, and I know the Chiefs have a better record, but they're going into the Cowboys. Take the Cowboys and run with it.
Yo, bet your house, man. He knows his stuff.
And now for a closing statement, Swaggy Lee.
All right, guys. So it's Super Sunday this weekend, and for you guys who don't know what that means, it's the English Premier League's one of their best weekends because we have the matchup: Manchester City, the powerhouse, versus the Gunners themselves, Arsenal, and then we have Chelsea versus Manchester United. So for my predictions for the game are simple. Manchester City versus Arsenal, I got to go with my heart in this one. Arsenal winning 3-2. And Chelsea versus Man U, although Chelsea had a tough week versus Roma in the Champions League losing, I see them coming back. Conte fixing the team up and ready to challenge Jose Mourinho. Chelsea 2-1.
Arsenal, bet them 7-1. Come on, you got to do it. And remember, if you like our vlog, click the thumbs up button. Keep watching. We love doing this. It's a whole lot of fun here. Thank you so much. Live from Brooklyn, live from New York.
Thank you,
Thank you, guys.